What's going on, everybody? What is going on? It is Saturday, November 28th, 2025, and we are here for one of my favorite times of the month, Sound Off Saturday. I love doing Sound Off Saturday because it's little to no effort on my part, because it's basically just a kickback live that we do every single month at the end of the month. For those who are unaware, it's just one of those days where I allow people to come up and speak about whatever they want. However, there is one minor thing. There is a 2 sound off limit. You can talk about whatever it is that you want, but limit it to 2. I don't have the timer on for today. Usually I have that for my other, lives or the weekly recaps. I tend to have the timer on, but not today. So that's just the disclaimer for the people who are new to the channel, who aren't aware of this. But shout out to everyone that is here, all the mods, all the members, and all that good stuff. If you haven't done so already, make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you are new. And one thing I also need to add in too, I don't know if any of y'all have seen this, but I think you can only see it on the mobile side. I don't think they have it for desktop or laptop. But there's something called a hype button. Let me know in the chat if you ever heard of it. But a hype button basically allows you to boost the video that you're watching based on what content creator that you're looking at, and it pushes the video more out there into the algorithm. I think it's only for people who have under a certain subscriber count. Mine, I'm definitely more than qualified for it, because I think the threshold is like 500,000 subscribers. I forgot what it is. Maybe someone can let me know. But if you ever see that hype button pop up, just click it. It's not going to cost you anything. It's like a like booster. So you know how you hit the like button, but if you hit the hype button, it boosts it even more. And the more times you hit that hype button, the more it gets pushed out. It basically is helping push out a video or videos into the algorithm that the algorithm may not have picked up on its own. So basically, it's almost like forcing it to double back on it to push it out into the algorithm. That's probably one of the better features that YouTube has implemented in quite some time. But I just wanted to bring that up to y'all just in case y'all weren't aware. But like I said, you'll probably see it pop up more so when you're looking at videos on the mobile side. You won't see it on your laptop or your desktop because they haven't implemented it on there yet, if they'll implement it at all. But let me go ahead now and acknowledge the people who are here so far in the chat. We got Dimpleface, Firebat, Reparations Nation, Cosmo Fury, Hurricane, Nisi, Wallow J, Dark Titan, Joseph, Kingdom of Garvin, Miss Ladybug, Jesse, Miss Walker Diaz, Light Visions, Brother Man to You, Mikey Famine, Astarte Jones, Nightfall Drop, Hero for Hire 369. And who else do I have in here? Anita Harrell, Concerned Black American, and shout out to DeMarcus for kicking off the $5 super chat. He said, Torian, what you think of Bel Air so far? I don't think of it because I haven't watched it yet. However, what I did watch this past Wednesday was the first volume, excuse me, the first volume to season 5 of Stranger Things. And let me tell you, if this is how they kicking the door open for their final season, they might stick the landing, because sometimes a lot of shows don't stick their landings for their last seasons. But with how this season went and with how it ended, and I won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't watched it yet, who does watch it, man, let me tell you, my jaw hit the floor in the last 10 minutes of episode 4. I'm ready for volume 2 to drop on Christmas Day. And then the finale comes on New Year's Eve. I am not ready. That was one of those shows I didn't buy into the hype initially when it first came out. And then one day, I think during its 4th season, I said, okay, let me just sit down, cut Netflix on, and watch this show. I watched episode 1 and binge watched season 1 through 4 in 2 weeks and became an instant fan. So that's what I've been watching, and that's what I watched on Wednesday. I actually knocked out all 4 episodes. It took me. I started one because the episodes dropped at 8 o'clock. I didn't get done until like nearly 2 in the morning. because when they dropped, I was actually on the clock. So, but in the position I was at, I was able to kind of watch it in that position because it was kind of, I was in a spot where I could actually kind of do it. And then I had to stop. And then when I got off, which was around nearly 11, then I went back and finished watching it. And I literally stayed up until like 2 in the morning to finish it. Oh yes, oh yes, I was on it. I was determined. And usually I don't do the binge watch thing, but if it's something that gets my attention and can keep me there, then I do it. And a lot of times, if I have the time, I'll do it because I don't want any kind of distraction to happen and be like, okay, if I stop right now, anything can happen to prevent me from wanting to keep on watching it. And like I said, it's one of those shows that like you instantly get hooked. Another show that I've been watching is Welcome to Derry. Now that comes on every Sunday night at 9 o'clock on HBO Max, and that show has been so good from the beginning. And it's only, let's see, episode 5 was last week, and this 6 is Sunday. Well, 6 is tomorrow, 7 is next Sunday, and then 8 is the finale, which I think is the 14th. So I'm locked in with that too. Shout out to Joseph for the 5. He said 2025 is definitely a year for the books. Almost definitely. And speaking of, the next time I do one of these, it won't be a sound off Saturday. It's going to be the end of the year stream, and that's going to be on the last Saturday of December, which is going to be on the 27th. Now that's complete open panel style. You know how I bring y'all up one by one so I can hear from y'all just individually. Well, the end of the year stream, that's when I drop the link and people come up and it's like a real panel discussion. Anyone who's been subscribed to the channel, y'all already know how that goes. But for those of y'all who are new, that's how I do the end of the year stream. But that's going to be at the end, basically a little less than a month from now. DeMarcus, you said, is Stranger Things better than Welcome to Derry? I would say that Stranger Things is better for the simple fact that it has longevity. But that doesn't just discount that or discredit Welcome to Derry and how good this show is as far as how the storyline is and the writing and the acting. Like everything about this show, this has become one of my favorite shows of the year. Like I would actually put this in like my top 5 shows of the year for a show that came out at the end of the year. Hero for High said, he said Avatar Fire and Ash. Hold on, I got to check you right quick. Minor correction. Avatar Fire and Ash comes out next month on the 19th. It comes out this year. And I definitely will be watching it. I don't know. Some people don't like the Avatar movies. I like them because visually, we all know if the movie wasn't good, the visuals is going to definitely get you. And that's the only movie I would personally pay to watch in 3D because they actually know how to do 3D correctly. As a matter of fact, the last 3D movie I watched was the second Avatar movie, The Way of the Water. But Jesse said, my lady enjoys Welcome to Derry. She says in her time, it's good. It's a very good show. It is a very good show. Welcome to Derry is a very good show. And as a person who watched the It movies that is based off of, they actually are doing a very good job with this. Like, very good job. And what I like about this show, for those of y'all who don't watch it, the Black family that's in the show, that's who the show is centered around mainly. It's other characters in there, but it's a Black family. It's a military family. The husband is in, I want to say he's in the air. He's in the military. I forget what branch it is. And then he has a wife who is an activist. They're out of New Orleans. They're from Louisiana. She's an activist, like a Black activist. And then they have a son who's into science. And their family plays a pivotal role with one of the characters from the It movies. And then there's another Black character in there, little girl, and she is like one of my favorite characters on the show. Like, she don't bite her tongue. But and then you have another Black character. If you've seen the movie The Shining, his character is in this show. So he has abilities. Hurricane Nisa said the Mike character. Well, Mike is like, he doesn't come until later, but his dad, whose character name in the show is Will, is in this show. His dad is in the show, and his grandparents are in the show. Yeah, Dick Halloran. So I would say, and usually a lot of people complain that a lot of people don't know how to write Black characters well. Not in this show. I would say every black character in this show is written very well. Very well. But let me go ahead now and drop the link. I just want to kind of to break the ice a little bit. So the link is right there in the chat. If anybody would like to come up and speak, remember, again, it's a 2 sound off limit. But like I said, I don't have the timer on. That's the payoff. And we can just go from there. Tracy said, my lady said he's a Tuskegee major and she agrees with everything he's saying about that. Okay, exactly. We'll tell you later that she is, I feel like I found my tribe. Because on threads, literally, ever since Stranger Things came on, that's literally all I see on threads. And it's mainly a lot of black people talking about it. And then when Welcome to Derry comes on, that's all that shows up. That's why I love threads over Twitter. Twitter is like a cesspool of debauchery, where threads is like, I feel like I'm stepping into what social media heaven feels like. All right, people are starting to come in. Let me bring up the first person. Let me adjust the screen right quick. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? I'm at work right now. One of the things I wanted to sound off about, because a lot of people I don't think should be talking about it like they should, is the Juelz Santana situation.
I briefly heard about that, but can you expound on that for the people that don't know what you're talking about? I think I briefly did hear about that, and that was so dumb for him to say.
Yes, that's typical. I know it's early in the day, but that's typical nigga behavior. He had this whole mentality that by ninth grade, by like an early age, we shouldn't be focused on reading no more. It should just be math to do business and be an entrepreneur. But if you don't know how to read at a certain level, people, you're going to be signing contracts that you can't even understand because you can't read the pages. He had this whole thing where he said the phones can read it out for you. So he's relying on technology. This man
he relying like on probably like AI or something like that
to read it out for him. But if you can't comprehend a word, like if I said this is a bunch of malarkey, you don't know what malarkey means, what you're gonna go look it up? What if you don't have a phone? What are you gonna do? Like this technology.
It kind of reminds me of, remember, who was that? It was some person that Trump installed for some position and he didn't know what it was and he had to Google what the position was. But you took the position and didn't know what you signed up for. You had to Google what it was and still accepted it.
Yeah. And I mean, and it sets a dangerous precedence because a lot of people understand. I mean, they follow people like this. And a lot of people on the internet today, let's be honest, are looking for confirmation bias. Because one guy next to him, Torian, was like, facts. He yelled out facts when Juelz said that. Another dude yelled out facts, like to concur what he was saying. And I'm like, you see, now all we need youngsters who don't want to wash their ass and actually read a book gonna be looking at like, look, Juelz is saying he's popular. He said reading ain't important. I'm gonna follow him because I like Dipset. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And that right there, that's what I'm saying. More people should be calling, continue to drag his feet over the coals for this one, because that is one of the most ignorant things I've heard to finish the year out. And you know what? That was just one topic. That's all I got. I'm gonna get back to work because I'm 911. You know how that be. But thanks for having me up.
Appreciate you. Shout out to Cosmo for coming up. Before I bring up the next person, I have to give a shout out to I wasn't that active in the chat yesterday because I was at work, but I have to give a shout out to and some of y'all were probably in his chat. Let me give a shout out to Black Alpha for the stream he did last night. And it's not necessarily because of the topic, because that I always say that once you get into the content creation space, when people always ask, it was a question that people always ask me. They would say, Torian, like I want to do content or do commentary sort of like how you're doing it. What are some of the first steps to go? I said, find something that you like to talk about, something that you are passionate about, which leads me into this. When it comes to the topic that of these tethers, Black Alpha's whole leaves no crumbs on the table. I mean, absolutely not one crumb on that table. But what I saw last night actually blew my mind before I even clicked onto the live. And I had to like refresh the page to make sure there wasn't a glitch. For those of y'all who didn't know, Black Alpha is currently sitting at now, when I first saw it, at 35,000 subscribers. When I was looking at the live view count last night, and when I clicked on, it was over 40,000 people in that live chat. I said, wait a minute. I said, hold on. Because I know I've seen him have high numbers. I've seen him hit like over 2K, and that was usually like the highest he would get from what I've seen. But when I saw that, he had numbers that were that you would think a person who has 1 million subscribers would have. When I saw that, my mind was completely blown when I saw that. Again, that's a count that you would expect to see for someone who has over 1 million subscribers. He had more people in his chat live than he has actual subscribers. I have never, I promise y'all, in all my years on YouTube, I have never seen that before. If that's what he's doing at 35K, I imagine what he'll be doing by the time he gets to 50K. Probably over 100,000. Yeah, I did see he had like 11,000 likes, and that was while the live was still going. I don't even know what it's sitting at now that the live is done, has been done for hours. But the reason why I said that is because he has found a lane where he can where he's laser focused in on, and it's that one. Because notice most of his lives are on that topic. So, and people love it. People love the energy to be able to talk like that for hours. That live he did was almost 5 hours, and that's just him talking, and he's not repeating himself, and he's keeping the energy up, and he's keeping the people engaged, and he's engaging with them. For anybody who ever asks how to do it, that's how you do it. Same thing with Afro. You find a lane, you find something you want to talk about, you stick to it, and that is your lane. Just like I found my lane. Y'all love when I do those triple Ps. Y'all love the deep dives. Y'all love when I do the bed bucket and the Blackarin videos, and even the other commentaries about these tap dancers. This is my lane. But one thing I love is that if we're just using myself, Afro, and Black Alpha as an example, we're talking about different things, but we're all still attached to the new Black media. So I don't have to talk necessarily about whatever it is that Black Alpha talks about. He doesn't have to talk about what I talk about. Same thing with Afro, but at the end of the day, you're getting a source from every last one of us. We're talking about different things. That's what you call a network. That way, we're not one person talking about every single thing. Or we could talk about some similar things, but then you might want to see what someone else is saying. That's what you call a network. Miss Lady said not to pay attention to those numbers because he said they were spies. They probably are. You know, many of the people that subscribed to him, who was looking at that last night, probably was like lurking, most likely. Like that time I did that live, and what's his name? Jason Whitlock popped up in here talking about he had a whole live to do, a whole Zoom call to do in 10 minutes, but you was in my chat. But anyway, y'all, let me bring up the next person. But let me drop the link again in case anybody wants to come up, because I didn't pin the link. But let me see, who do I got coming up next? Okay. Oh, gotta play the intro.
Heed my command and reclaim these relics of hatred.
Miss Niecy, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Tori, and good afternoon to you and to the family in the chat. I'm gonna piggyback off of what you was speaking on. I was in that live last night on Black Alpha Network. It was nuts, but it was absolutely 100% engaging.
Yeah.
I mean, I have listened to him almost a year, and I mean, man, the Majara spirit was on him last night. That's what I believe. And I mean, he was like a machine gun. Just pop, pop, pop. I mean, the way he was spitting. It was just phenomenal. All right. I ain't got much else to say, but I did get a surprise yesterday. Okay. One of my friends from church dropped off a plate for me for Thanksgiving. Because the day before I had called her, I had stopped at Bob Evans, the restaurant. I was going to order me a single turkey dinner.
Yeah, I heard Bob Evans.
Yeah. I said, how much for a single turkey dinner? He said $20. I just walked right out that restaurant. Called her, told her. She said, oh, hell no, that ain't worth, because the portions is skimpy. I don't mind paying the money, but give me healthy portions.
Exactly. Give you $20 worth.
Thank you. Well, she didn't tell me she was going to do this. She called me Thanksgiving evening. She said, Niecy, come out front. I come out front. He had a whole plate. I mean, how FBA do it. I mean, loaded down. Chitlins and all. And held that motherfucker. Oh, yeah. Saying my burping and saying amen all in the same breath.
Well, shout out to your friend.
But other than that, I ain't got nothing else. The last couple of times I spoke, especially that last one with the sisters, the pregnant sisters, I know I was overcome, but I had to speak what was in my heart.
Yeah. So I knew that was going to be an overwhelming topic or a triggering topic for the women in the chat, especially the women who were parents, who are mothers.
Well, I tell you, I couldn't even watch the replay. I was that upset. I just
and you know what's so crazy? I had thought about clipping that and uploading that as a separate video, but then I realized I was going to do it until you came up. And then I realized I didn't want to re-traumatize you or any of the ladies in the chat by uploading that as a separate video and then like, oh God, now I got to see it. But just that alone.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Because it was very traumatic, witnessing those videos. So anyway, other than that, I have no complaints. I came home Wednesday afternoon, and I'm still in my pajamas sitting on my recliner. So you be blessed, baby, as always.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, shout out to Miss Niecy for coming on up. Next up, we got Joseph. What's going on?
Salute, Torian. Salute to the chat room. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
With what you just said, pertaining to yourself, Afro Elite and Black Alpha Network.
And also, let me, I forgot to mention them, but let me throw KG in there as well.
Okay. I was going to say, good things come in threes. Like when I first listened to like the New Black Media, there was Tariq, Jason Black, and Professor Black Truth. They were like more so for like Gen X, even though the audience growing is like millennials and Gen Z and younger.
Yeah.
I would say you, Black Alpha, Afro Elite, and KG are like the bridge for the millennials, Gen Z, and younger. So I really appreciate y'all for doing what it is y'all do for the New Black Media, keeping us, the audience, engaged, which segues to my first topic. Cat Williams said it best. He said 2024 was going to be the year all lies will be exposed. He should have said this is the beginning of the era of exposure because 2025 exposed so many things from every ethnicity, every walk of life, even in our circles, which I'm gonna be honest. When I saw Jason Black's video last week and I saw James Smalls on like the capture, I said, wait a minute, what happened now? And as I was listening to it, I was saying, this gotta be an old video, this gotta be an old video. And then I looked at the date, I was like, wow. And
it's crazy. It's wild out here.
And as I was listening to it, I was like, wow. I'm not gonna say because that saying is almost a cop out. Is like sometimes it means own folks. It's like, no, it really piggies back to what Professor Black Truth said a while ago, saying you have people on this journey of Black empowerment, and sometimes you have people that can only go as far as they can, and sometimes they can't go no further than where they are. I'm just paraphrasing. And he says sometimes appreciate their contribution, but sometimes you got to leave them where they at.
Exactly.
And when I saw Black Alpha Network's breakdown of that situation, I was like, oh, it really is history repeating itself.
It's almost like one endless cycle. It's almost like you think that it's going to stop or it's going to end, but it actually doesn't. It eventually finds its way back.
Yeah, and after hearing because I saw the playback of Black Alpha Networks Live on his breakdown of the whole James Small situation. And it's like, you know what? This is why whenever we have a grassroots movement, we got to stay vigilant and stay ready, because it's like anytime, and this is what's crazy. To those who are coming out, some of the elders who camouflage themselves as elders, telling the younger what to do, we are actually following their directions and taking their advice.
Exactly.
What's sad is you would think that, because normally when I'll use an example for family. When you do something right, like when you do your chores for your mom and dad, right? They're proud of you, they reward you, go out to eat, go to the movies, this, that, and the third. They actually show their approval, their pride, their esteem of you when you do something right, when you do something they approve of for the sake of bettering yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I have never, and 2026 is going to approach my 10 years of following the New Black Media, so I'm happy for that. But this whole time, I have never seen in my lifetime so many of us actually follow the advice of those seasoned, and we get this much pushback.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of makes me wonder what the civil rights movement actually looked like through the eyes of those who witnessed it and participated with some of the thought leaders of that time.
I think the only way you'd be able to find out is you would actually have to talk to somebody who was actually there and experienced it for themselves, and hopefully they don't leave anything out.
Yeah, but usually when you think you found everything, there's always a piece left out. But anyway, I'm for, this era of exposure. A slate needs to be clean in order for us to continue to have this successful momentum in the delineation movement, which ultimately leads to us continually being empowered.
Exactly.
The foundational Black American community as a whole, and through extension, the diaspora, who isn't subscribed to the anti-Blackness, but that's another topic in and of itself. My second topic is a tweet you posted a while ago, and it was pertaining to next year.
What tweet?
And the tweet you said, I could see some people calling in sick
Oh,
because of Grand Theft Auto 6 and Wolverine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say add 007.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say add 007 First Light to that list too, because
that game does look fire. It really does. And then when I found out that the developers who did Hitman did that game, I looked at it. I said, "Yep, I can see the inspiration because it does got that Hitman look to it
and the Hitman feel to it."
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Those 3 games are gonna cover each season. Because you got
that spring. That's like spring. Unfortunately, they delayed GTA 6 to the fall to November. So that was
yeah.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, they delayed it. They delayed it to November. Because I know it was supposed to come out in May. That's why when you had said about like the summer, I said, oh yeah, it was supposed to come out at like Memorial Day weekend. But they delayed it, so now it's coming out in the fall. And I think Wolverine is supposed to still come out like in early fall, whereas GTA 6 is coming out late fall, which I wish they didn't do because then it would have been enough space between each game. But now you got Wolverine and GTA 6 coming out while not too close to each other, but they're close to each other. Like you're talking about a month and a half apart from each other.
Yeah, that is crazy.
But you know what? That ain't gonna stop me.
Hey, I'm right in there with you. Oh, speaking of which, there is a game that might hold the summer down, and that is Avatar Legends, the fighting game, which is based off the Avatar, The Last Airbender anime and The Legend of Korra. So that's gonna come out this summer of 2026.
Okay.
So you pretty much got those 4 covering each season this year, if you count Avatar into that lineup. But yeah, those are the big 3 that might have people say, hey, you know what? This flu shot didn't do so good for me. This second shot didn't do this, that, and the third. I'm gonna take a week off. But yeah, I'm just happy to because I wanted to I'm so happy that I'm well rested because just this week by itself has been crazy for me, but I'm still maintaining, and I'm glad that you got this segment for like the end of the month, and I'm gonna continue attending. I'll definitely be at the one for
the end of the year,
December.
Yeah. All right, I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me up.
No problem. Thanks for coming up. All right, shout out to Joseph for coming up. Next up, oh God, I already know who this is. KG, I already know that it's you, but the fact that you have the title as Surviving Toilet Paper USA, I mean, that's one of the names I could use for it. What's going on?
We got to save the youth. We Black. We got to save them. That story I did today, crazy. The one that I got coming up in the week, crazy. It's gonna come out next year. They're perverting them kids. But enough about that. My friend, I challenge you.
What's that?
We're gonna see. I want to challenge you on film. No breaks. We're gonna do this live. See who can do 50 push-ups first before tapping out. You over here looking like Tukey Williams. I want to take the shot. I want to put my Jamaican strength against your FBA strength. I want to see who wins.
I would probably do it if I didn't do boxing earlier this morning.
Oh, no, we're not going. We're gonna set up a day that way you rested. You got the Kodiak pancakes in there.
You crazy.
We're gonna see this. We're gonna put this to bed. It sounds like he's scared.
No, that's not me being scared. That's me just the wheels are spinning.
Okay. All right, we're gonna make some money. We're gonna make some content off of this. By the way, your boy, speaking of pancakes, your boy's promoting the pancakes again. He must have
saw
what I said.
I saw that. I saw like he that dude has been he been crashing out for the last couple of days. I managed to snag one of his crash outs, but I think he done crashed out again. Like you said before, the Twitter is a cesspool, but it's so much content that you can get from that app. Like literally, like a lot of the like what I call evergreen content comes off of that, and it comes mainly from that side. I said, you know what? It's a double-edged sword. I hate what Elon did to the algorithm because I don't want to see that filth on my timeline, but I also love what he did with the algorithm because it allows me to see that so I can speak on it.
Like that Shador stuff. You know how much content I got off of that?
Oh yeah, that John Root guy.
Oh my god! And not every time they say something about a football player or they do something, they bring up Shador. I'm like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, that documentary and them stories next year, boy, that's we got to risk the copyright. I need all that. I need those stories. There's another story that I just found.
Mm-hmm.
It's the right wing is full of left wingers doing left wing things, trying to be right.
That's because many of them grifted from that side over there, and they thought they was going to be able to shed that left-wing ideology, and they can't do it. Like it's like they're like I've always said, they're being performative. A lot of them are being overly performative, and you can tell. And it's like we can see right through your grift as if it was glass.
Yeah. And it's getting worse because now all of them have to answer for it, but then they also have to keep their grift going, and now it's starting to mesh into each other. Now they can't even keep the grift straight.
Yeah, just like with Tiny Terry, like I saw a post that he had made, I think it was last week, and he had copied and pasted MAGA is not dead almost 10 times on his page, and I retweeted it, and I said, keep telling yourself that. That's all I said, just keep telling yourself that. And then he had posted up something about like black fathers not being in their children's life, and I reposted that, and I said, where was your black father in your life?
Well, I tell you, he wanted to be Arnold Drummond's kid. I mean, Mr. Drummond's kid, but it didn't work. But it is what it is. They're gonna learn in 26 because now they all complaining that the Republicans are gonna lose and Trump's gonna be lame duck.
I saw this tweet.
Isn't that a beautiful tweet?
Oh, and I'm glad you said that. What about you saw what you saw because you're the one that posted it? Andre Williams and what he said is almost similar to what Tiny Terry said.
Mm-hmm. And then he trying to grift over to be pro-black.
Exactly. He ain't fooling nobody either. Because the other thing is, we got the only digital receipt on you that we need when you got folded like a pretzel at that No King's Day protest last month.
Oh, you didn't see the other one?
Well, I saw the one where Jake Lang got punched by that dude, and he was standing. He looked like he was about to chase him up out of it, but he ain't make 3 steps.
Yeah, he got punked by a Muslim.
Who? Andre Williams?
Yeah, I did that during the stream. Yeah, I did that during the stream. I think you went to go do your premiere.
That was new.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
that was last week. Yeah, it was in my premiere, but it was in my live stream. But I know you left. You left to go do your premiere, so you didn't see it. Yeah, I ran it back like 3 times. Oh yeah, he got punked.
The reason why I said it because like when I saw it on his timeline, I didn't see anyone bring that up. They kept bringing up the No King's Day one because that's where he literally got folded. But I didn't see that one. Now, like I said, I knew about the Jake Lang one because that dude popped him right in the side of his jaw.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that Muslim came over there and said, I'm gonna slap you. And he stood there and he was like, do something. And Andre didn't do nothing. As soon as he started backing up, that's when he started yelling out America first. I was like, dude. Oh, by the way, I know you didn't hear this part too, but he outed himself as an immigrant.
Who, Andre Williams?
Oh yeah. He said he saw some woman driving by and he said, my family's been here for 30 years. Yours has been here for 30 minutes. We're not the same. I'm like, dude, you said you're 34. So that means you came here as a little kid. So you shouldn't even be talking.
I'm stuck on the part with Tiny Terry's tweet where he said, why does it always feel like we have to beg Republicans to fight for us? I'm like, dude, y'all did the whole MAGA thing. I thought y'all was trying to create a whole separate thing from the Republican Party. Now you're sitting up there asking why do you have to feel like you're begging for them to fight for you? Like, you don't have to pick a struggle. See, that's how you know. That's how you know MAGA cannot function on its own. They know they need that party, but that party ain't trying to. Well, the ones who aren't attached to MAGA, they ain't trying to deal with their nonsense. They trying to get their party back in order, but they realize MAGA is that hurdle that they just cannot get over.
And who do they have to go to get it?
Trump?
No.
Who?
Democrats.
Mm.
You gonna y'all are gonna see next year, boy.
That's an interesting conundrum there.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting next year. And that tariff vote and the other vote that they did, where they got Republicans and Democrats to flip, that should have alerted them, but they didn't see it. Mm-hmm. So okay, you're gonna learn next year. There's gonna be a very important vote coming up in the next 3 months. And you're going to see Republicans and Democrats get on one accord and screw you over. And then y'all going to be like, oh, the whole system's against us. Oh, now you want to sound black. Okay. This ain't going to work.
Wow.
But, it's all good. But anyway, I left you one more tweet and I'm going to work.
All right. I appreciate you for coming up.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to KG for coming up. Next, we got Miss Stacy. What's going on?
Hello. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on. I'm trying to get this thing to stop playing. My friend sent me something on my other phone and I was looking at it. So thank you for inviting me up. I appreciate it. Oh, let me turn the TV off too, because Martin is playing in the background.
What's so crazy? I was actually watching that early before I got on this live. It was the one when he was in the cult, Najee Ramba.
Oh no, this one is the one where I guess they're babysitting and Pam just came over and opened the door. She insulted him first. Mm-hmm. And then he said, well, I just woke up, but you're the one with the morning breath.
Morning breath.
I'm like, man, these fools are crazy.
Oh, that's the same one where she said, oh, Martin, that's so nice. You let the baby sleep in your bed. That's right. It's crazy how you was able to just describe the episode and I could just start.
You know
exactly what it was.
That's FBA though. That's what we do. We be knowing because man, this was a show back in the day. But I just wanted to say real quick, you said sound off 2 things. First thing I wanted to mention was this is gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna try not to drag it on, try to be quick. But so I was watching that movie about a week ago, Daddy's Home 2. And that song, do you remember that song they did to feed the world? Like basically it was for Africa.
Oh, We Are the World?
No. The one it was like the Europeans did it with Bono and some other people, like, it's Christmas time, that one. Oh, feed the world, let them know it's Christmas, or do they know it's Christmas or something like that? Oh,
I think I know what song you're talking about. It was like a Christmas version of We Are the World.
Yes.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
So sometimes I'll see something that'll trigger a thought. It'll just trigger something in me, right? And I'll start going down this little rabbit hole in my mind. Mm-hmm. And I thought, dang, I said, as much as they hate on us, it seems like everybody has tried to help them. You know what I'm saying? We did the We Are the World for their asses. You had these people over in Europe getting together, feeding them. They even did the little Live Aid thing, but it's like, it seems like to me, I liken them to homeless people sitting on the street with their hand out, begging for food, begging for money, begging for anything they can get instead of doing something on their own. That's what I compare them to. Not all of them, I know, but a lot of them, pretty much most of them. Yeah. And they have the nerve to sit up here and dog out FBAs and act like they're better than us when we're constantly fighting. They don't fight. Yeah. They just beg. And so what that triggered to me was when you hear them come into our spaces and say, we've done this and we've done that. Oh, we've come over here and we got businesses. It's like, yeah, but everything y'all get by scamming. To me, I don't think any of their shit is legit, to be honest. I think somewhere in there's a scam. And I ain't talking about just only Africans. I'm talking about them Indian people too.
Oh,
And
listen, trust me. But
mhm.
have you seen what's been going on with Twitter? You know,
Uh,
with that new expose that thing, they got the
oh
location feature installed
yes.
in it. Yeah, perfect
And you know what?
example of that.
I don't know how long they've been working on putting that in there, but it seems like I noticed that happened after Judge Faith and her husband
Kenny
Kenny
Lattimore.
Lattimore did that when they found out when they did their research and found out where all them accounts was coming from hating on them.
Yeah, and like I
And
said, I said that is so crazy. Like how all those accounts that like you have people that's out of Canada, Nigeria.
mhm.
Nigeria came up a lot. India
And
came
they
up a lot,
all
and
worried
like
about
East
what we
Asia.
doing. They
Like
ain't even over here. You
they literally created a lot of them created a lot of like pro-Trump MAGA pages. Of course, you had the ones that was being anti-black, and they said, "Oh, this account is based out of say Nigeria, or this account is based
mhm.
out of India, or this account is based out of Canada or East Asia or whatever." And then on top of that, they tried to be slick with it. They
Mhm.
tried to activate their VPN so they could say it showed up in the US, but no, they said you use that got exposed too. It basically said you were using some extension app, which is
Oh.
basically a VPN. So you're not really in to say that you're in the US, but you're not in the US.
Right, right. So what I ended up concluding was, I mean, and like I tell people, I go walk with me, just hold my hand, walk with me here, just kind of humor me. Take now. I know some people don't believe. There's different stories about what happened. With slavery or before slavery. When the Africans selling us and this and that, and then you hear them say, "Oh, well, those were our enemies."
Mhm,
Okay, well, let's just say for the sake of argument, that's true. All this
mhm,
stuff happened. And I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, like, when I say walk with me, just
yeah.
so they sold us, right? Or use some people, because we already know most of us were already here. But the ones that they did sell, the ones that they sent over, if this was because of y'all was warring, y'all was fighting y'all tribes, you overcame the tribe, you sold your enemies, right, to the Europeans, to America, whatever. Okay, so you won. You
Mhm,
won.
mhm. And they
Why
still
are
walking
you
around
still
like
a
they
third
lost.
world country? Why didn't you capitalize on your win? Why are you not doing better? Why do you got to keep bringing your ass over here? How does it make sense that the people you beat, right? The people
Mhm.
you conquered, you beat, you won the war, your fight with, or whatever. How is it that now you want to come over to the country that they got sent to as a punishment? And you're now, and after they've built it up, they went through all this shit, built up this country, and now you want to come over here because you still didn't do shit with your win? What the hell? And that's what kills me when they come in spaces trying to talk mess. Everything they do is always um it is always like God, what's the word I'm thinking for? You know what I'm talking about, but a deflection. They always pushing their stuff. That whole talking about we're trying to look white. The whole thing talking about. I just saw recently how they're trying to say the black women are using the cream now. It's like, no, you guys are the owners of cake soap. Y'all the ones that's always using that stuff trying to lighten yourself. I'm light skinned, but shoot, growing up, I in high school, I remember having acne and then using, because I had a Jerry curl. I'm telling on myself, telling them how old I am too. But I remember somebody telling me about Ambi. What did I use that on? The dark spots, the
Mhm.
little scars. And you couldn't
Your dark
tell now
spots.
looking at me that I cleared up, but that was
Mhm,
what it was for. Or,
mhm.
sometimes, your elbows or whatever. But we didn't go around. My thing was I was a little melanin challenged, and if I couldn't find my color makeup, I always had a hard time finding my shade. I used to use the darker shade. I'm not going to use
Notice
a
they
lighter shade.
I
I
don't know if
wanted to
you
be
noticed
darker.
I don't know if you noticed this, and I'm glad you said that, but I don't know if you noticed this, but in Walmart, they
Hmm.
literally have a whole like in the like the pharmacy cosmetic section because they're like over
Hmm.
there together. They literally have a section over there called the ebony section, like the ebony or the mahogany.
Oh
No, the ebony
yeah.
section. So
Hmm.
basically, they have a like for those of y'all who never picked up on that because you probably just went over there and if you got something out of Walmart, you just grabbed it and went. But literally, if you look, there's literally a label or a sign over there that says ebony, which is basically just a section that's designated for people who have melanin.
I've never
Especially-
seen it or
I
seen it
saw-
written, but I've
I-
seen the
I
section
saw-
where you see nothing but, and you know that's your section.
You know that's
But
your
I've never
section,
seen it. They might. I'm in Sacramento, California, so
And I never-
next time I go in there, I'm gonna look.
And I never noticed that, but I had saw it on the picture. But I said, it's different. A picture, it could be like Photoshop or something like that if it's a good Photoshop job. But then I actually went in there and saw it for myself, and my mind was blown that they actually had that as a title for that section. And literally, that's right, literally, that's where all of like the products that has a black face on it that black people would use, whether it's for their hair, for their skin, like they have it literally all in that. It was all in that one little spot.
Wow. I'm gonna have to go in there and check it out next time I go in. But yeah, that was one of the things, and I can remember that because growing up, I'm born in the early 70s, but it's like growing up 70s, 80s, 90s, it was always Black is beautiful. That's when people talk about the African American. I never liked that. I told my baby sister, I said, I never liked that. She was born in 87. So growing up, she'd always heard African American when they was pushing that crap on us. But I was in high school and I was like, I've always hated it. I remember when I first heard it, I said, I ain't from Africa. So I ain't no freaking African. I said, why aren't they called European Americans then or Euro Americans? I said, I don't wear an Afro. I'm not an Afro American. I'm Black. Black is beautiful. I'm Black and I'm proud. Say it loud. What happened? Peace to the great Godfather of Soul. Shoot, James Brown. Come on now. So I never I hate when people talk about that or they say it. And anytime I hear somebody say African American, I always think, okay, you might not be FBA because you're using that too much. And we don't like that. I've never liked it. I've always been Black. I don't care who you ask.
Hey, do you know what the official Black History Month theme song is?
What?
I'm Black, y'all, from CB4.
Oh, shut up.
It's not the official song.
Not the official, right.
I designated it as that. The first of February every year, I have to listen to that song. As silly as the song is, it
resonates. I'm sorry, it does.
Yeah.
It does. I used to be so proud my son was born in February because I was like, yeah, my son was born during Black History Month now. So that was
I don't know how Alan Payne got through that shot. And the thing is, that's the opening shot of the movie. That's how the movie starts off. I don't know how many takes they had to do, but I'm telling you right now,
without laughing,
because it's funny. It's funny to listen to, but it's also a fire catchy song at the same time.
It is, yeah, because he don't say nothing else.
It don't say nothing. It don't say nothing.
And it does make you proud,
Yeah.
But you know what? That's funny because nobody else got nothing like that. That's us. That's all us. But the second thing I wanted to say, before I wrap this up, with that whole with Trump coming out saying that I ain't never been a Trump fan ever. When he first in the 80s, every rappers used to put him in their song. And somebody was saying something about how the rappers always talk about. Do you know Morris Day has a song about Trump?
I didn't know that.
Check it out. Look it up. I forget what it's called, but I think it says something. I don't know if it says something about Trump money or it was something or want to be rich. It's something about him wanting to have Trump's money. Have money like Trump. Yeah. So because I was listening to his one of his albums, I was, I be in my old school mood and I was feeling listening to some Morris Day. And I downloaded his albums, The Time, that's the nostalgia for me. And I listened to, I was like, I never heard this whole album. I'm listening to it. I said, what? He got a song about Trump. I said, so they all use it, but I never liked him. But I will say this, they always say a broken clock is right twice a day. Mm-hmm. There are some things he has done that I've agreed with. Even the first time he ran for president, I was like, this is a joke. But I mean, I know it kind of seemed like the wall sounded ridiculous, but I was like, yeah, whatever you could do to keep them illegals from coming over here, this wall. I mean, the fact that he's saying, oh, we're going to get them to build it. Well, we already know that's not going to happen. But I was in agreement with stopping all these illegals from just coming over. I was like, I hope it's something they can do. But when he said about getting, not closing the borders, not letting these people come over here, I'm like, thank you, please, and stick to it. Don't make excuses. Don't leave no loopholes. Don't let them come over. And I just said, I hope he is going to get rid of all of these politicians that are tethers and I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can work some kind of way. I know that Ilhan Omar, whatever her name is, and all those people in Minnesota, I know he's going after them. But I'm like, get them the F out of here. Get them out. And then I don't understand how nobody, one thing I will say is, you know how they talk about the Italians, and in order to be made, you got to be able to trace your lineage and know where they came from. You can't be unless you're only, I don't understand why we weren't that strict with gatekeeping when it came to running for any offices, not just a presidency, any office here in the United States. People should have had to prove that their lineage was from here, not from some, not from somewhere else or not some damn immigrant, because too many of them have been able to get in and then they just screwed us over. But I'm glad we back. I'm glad the ancestors looking out for us. I'm glad we all coming together and we fighting against this mess. And hopefully we can definitely see some improvement in the future, because we got to get them the hell up out of here. That I'm just too through. And and unfortunately, me being in California and old punk ass Newsom, the crap he's doing. But I'm like,
But that's your big homie though.
Yeah, I didn't vote for him. Hell to the no. I used to go walking, and on one of my my routes that I would go walking, this guy, he has this big old he has all these posters on his fence. And I'm quite sure he's probably a WS, I don't know. But the fact that I know he's obviously Republican, hardcore Republican, but the posters I saw would be so funny. It was one where he got Newsom in a jackass, and then I think he said he calls Newsom a jackass, and he got this picture of this big donkey and this big donkey ass.
Well, the donkey, the donkey is the Democrat mascot. So I mean,
right. But the way he put, I can't remember. I thought I took a picture of it. I can't find it, but it was so funny because they got Newsom's face right next to the donkey's booty.
Oh.
And it's just hilarious. I said, this dude.
And listen, that's literally the definition of shithead.
Man, who are you telling? Right? Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I had to put my little 2 cents out there. I have other stuff to talk about, but I know you got to get other people up there. And that's my two little points I wanted to just throw out there. But thank you so much for having me.
Before you go, it's I'm not going to say what it is because you had talked about quite a bit, but something you mentioned in your the conversation we had is actually going to be the topic of my deep dive on Wednesday. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm just putting it out there so you can, it'll bring you back and you're like, oh wow, like yeah, like I had said when you mentioned that, I said, wow, was she in the room when I recorded this?
Oh, okay, yeah, so, I don't know, but I mean, so much stuff going on.
Exactly. So tune in on Wednesday because something you mentioned is going to be the topic of that deep dive on Wednesday.
Okay, cool. I work both jobs, but I'll be listening during my first job. So if it's early enough, I can be listening in. If it's late, I'll have to catch it later.
It'll be at 11. So your time, it will be early enough.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, thank you so much for having me up. I appreciate you, Torian. Keep doing what you do. And B1, FBA, all the way.
Exactly. Shout out to Miss Stacy for coming up. Next up, we got Jesse out there in Colorado. What's going on?
B1 salute, certified salute to you, Torian, certified salute to the chat and all the mods. Shit, I don't even know where to start. Okay, so I want to talk about Black Alpha's stream last night to start it off, but Miss Nisi kind of stole my thunder on that. But yeah, that was something to behold. I had never seen a stream like that, and I too, like Joseph, started off on Professor Black Truth, Jason Black, and Tariq, and Phil Scott. I've been listening to Phil Scott about as long as I've been listening to Professor Black Truth. But that started me on my journey of the B1 network, as I call it. I call it the B1 network because every day there's somebody to tune into from the New Black Media. And I myself, I consider myself a member of the New Black Media and a signal booster for the New Black Media. Black News been around for 5 years. And we were on Blog Talk Radio with Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced for another 5. So we got a combined 11 years now of doing this content. So yeah, that was dope. That was dope to see that many people in the live. I was like, damn, I want to be like him when I grow up. But I went want to talk about that. Then Miss Stacy got on the migrants. I'm like, yeah, them damn illegals got to go. We dealing with it here in Colorado. Like, they take over our city council meetings every Monday. For those that don't know, I've been attending my Denver City Council meetings for like the past 10 years. I ran for office 3 times, city council at large, mayor, and Carl State House District of Representatives for my district, District 8. And yeah, enough is enough of this. The malign neglect got to end. These damn Democrats got to go. I'm in one of those Democratic majority states, and these Democrats have ran our city and our state into the ground. Our black people are suffering the most out here. We're the most that's unhoused out here. I'm the one that changed the terminology from saying homeless to unhoused. I said they unhoused neighbors, but they're still part of the community. These men still to this day, Tori, in the chat, still don't give me credit for it. But Lady K want to talk about that Darity. She wants to say something about that Darity thing.
Okay.
Like Dairy Rebecca. Sorry, I was expecting to speak. I just want to say that I like the character, the other black gentleman in the military. They for psychic abilities, either remote viewing or like tracking something, but he get in everybody's head. You know, not he literally gets in their head, but he's also tracking, you know, whatever the white man wants to do to unleash it, right? But that brother right there, him and the major, they go off of each other. They go off of each other. And I like that because I like how they're showing the black characters having more range with this particular dairy thing.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree because, like I said, one thing I don't like when it comes to certain shows is that when they don't give the black characters enough depth, but it's a lot of layers to all the black characters on this show. Like, they're not one note, which I love, which means they're being written correctly.
Yep, the children, the little girl's father, the husband, wife. He's always trying to tell the major's wife, you know, simmer that activity down. You know what I mean? But she can't help herself.
Listen, that part when that part when they was in the woods, I said, "Have you seen your husband? That man, you can tell that man is abusive, and you out there trying to say, I want to bring you back to my house, lady. Is you crazy?
Yeah.
In 1962,
right? She don't care. She don't threaten the police and everything. I'll have them come up here. I'll have all the movement up here. Just let me see that man. She over there getting permission from the dude's mama to go up in the jail. Acting like a whole lawyer. That's good. I like her range. I like everything about her. I like the children too. They all the two only black children that are there. They have a different range, and they're scared too. The two of them are bonding.
Yeah.
You know? And that's good. I like it. I like that.
I love it.
Scared the hell out of me. Go ahead. I'm done.
All right, so I just want to say thank you for having us on, Tori. And I found out about your channel through Brother Rob, Black Light Revelation. Shout out to him. Yeah. We're going to continue to build this B1 network. Like you mentioned, Black Alpha, Afro Elite, who else? Vicky Dillard. Well, we're in Colorado, so the only ones that's out here is me, Vicky Dillard, and maybe Theo Wilson. He's with the African Diaspora Network. And Kukizi, our brother Kukizi, he's out here as well. There ain't too many of us that's B1 codified out here, so we got our own little network out here, and then we link up with y'all across the nation. So we got a whole nationwide network of B1 codified individuals that are content creators. So it's a beautiful thing. So we need to keep this up, keep building and growing on this momentum. And make sure y'all check out the Frontline Black News. We'll be going on later on.
Most definitely. I appreciate you and your lady for coming up.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, we got one more person, and after that, we're gonna shut it down. All right, King Stark, what's going on? And I realize that you have MAGA is dead in your title, but what's going on?
So, there's been some recent political developments.
Mm-hmm.
The wind. So, have you heard about Caroline Levitt's family member getting detained by ICE?
I heard her name come up, but I didn't know what it was about.
Yeah, that's what it was about.
Which family member?
It was her nephew's mother, biological mother.
Oh, well, that's going to be very interesting. I wonder how they're going to handle that.
She ain't said, and I found it weird that she ain't said nothing about that.
I'm not surprised by that. You know what actually really did surprise me was when I found out how much of an age difference it was between Caroline Levitt and her husband. In case y'all don't know, Caroline Levitt's husband is literally... Well, go ahead.
That's what I watched this. I watched these white ladies called. That's what they be going in on her.
Yeah, in case y'all don't know, in case y'all don't know, in case y'all don't know, Caroline Levitt's husband is literally about 4 years younger than her dad. Caroline is like, if she's not 30, she's almost 30. Like she's more, she's either 30 or close to 30. She's definitely well over 25. But her husband is literally in his 60s, and he is about 4 years younger than her. Hold on, about 4 years younger than her dad and older than her mom. So like really think about that for a second. Her husband is younger than her dad, but only about 4 years. But her husband is older than her mom. Her mom was born in like the early 70s. Oh, Dimpleface says she's 28. Yeah, I know, Mansa Musa. I know it's a lot to retain. When I saw that, and not only that, her husband looks eerily similar to her dad. Like if you put up a side-by-side picture of Caroline Levitt's dad and her husband, you would swear they were brothers because they look just alike. It's almost like this woman married a clone of her dad. Let me see. You know, as a matter of fact, while I got y'all here, let me pull it up so y'all can see for yourself, because it was a controversy about that. Let me see, her husband and her dad.
Go
ahead. I'm just pulling the picture up so that people can see, because some people didn't know about that. Let me see. All right, so let me pull this up right quick.
Cross. She showed and that cross. Her little cross.
All right, so okay. On the left, that is Caroline with her dad. The one where she's wearing the green dress and she has the Christmas tree behind her. That's her with her dad. On the right is Caroline with her husband and their son. Now look at how eerily similar her husband and her dad look. And they literally are 4 years apart. Her dad is 4 years older than her husband, and they were both born in the 60s. And Caroline's mother was born in like 1970. So her husband is older than her mom. This woman is 28 years old, and her husband is in his 60s. Which means he is old enough to be her dad, because her dad is 4 years older than her husband. That is y'all press secretary, y'all. But Kingstar, did you have anything else?
I guess all the men her age said, I'd rather skip this whole. Because that just puts me out. And then Kash Patel is 30-something, dating a 20-something year old. He's almost 40, 20-something year old. I was like, What is up with this? Y'all can't find nobody y'all age to date.
I guess not.
That's all I wanted to say.
I appreciate you coming up. But yeah, when I first learned about that, I said, wow. I felt like I went down a rabbit hole when I found that out a few weeks ago. I never thought I was going to have to bring it up on here, but since that came up, I said, let me go ahead and show y'all just in case y'all didn't know. But yes, that is y'all press secretary with her husband, who's nearly the same age as her dad and older than her mother. Again, and like someone said in the chat, Caroline is only 28. So it begged the question for me, when did they start dating? Mansa Musa said nobody in her age finna deal with her. No. So she had to find a sugar daddy. And she did. Bougie said Cash Patel is 45 and his girl is 26. Yep, pretty much. But anyway, y'all, that is going to bring this edition of Sound Off Saturday to a close. The next time we do anything Sound Off Saturday related will be the end of the year stream. And like I said, that's going to be more panel style. So that one typically goes on a little bit longer than this. I'm going to probably have that one be in the evening because typically that's when I will have it. So that'll probably be like around 6 on the 27th because I think that's the last Saturday of the month. So shout out to DeMarcus, Joseph, Brother Man, to you, and Neo Panther for the contributions with the super chat. I appreciate you. I will have a video coming tomorrow. Typically, I try to keep Sundays open for the True Crime Sunday or just not have anything go up that day. But because the video I'm bringing tomorrow is like a big story right now, much like the one I did last week with those 2 degenerates down there in Texas, I'm going to upload it tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And with that being said, I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. If you're on the East Coast, specifically where I'm at, try to stay as warm as possible because it is cold. It is a cold 41 outside right now. But with that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, stay warm, and most importantly, be one.